Hello everyone! Today is Wednesday and it is time for our free card class. We're going to have a lot of fun today. We are going to be focusing in on a brand new stamp set and dies, the Cake Day. You might notice that there is some new packaging. So I'm just going to show you real quick the stamp set before I start. I just want you to be a little familiar with how the new packaging is. So, the Cake Day bundle, super cute, can make a lot of different things out of it. I'm going to show you how. So our packaging is now in these envelopes. It's not in the DVD cases anymore. So what you get is the stamp set, and it comes on, we'll turn up this here so you can kind of see it. So you can see all the pieces here. So what I do is, or what I've done with my stamps so far is they come in the envelope like this. I just took the stamps out. I peeled off this top layer. So in the original stamps, you did have this thinner layer. Okay. What I did was I took Memento Black and I inked it all, and then I cut a piece of cardstock to match the same size, and then I stamped it. So in our cases that we used to have the images, so you could always put your pieces back, and then you knew if you were like missing a piece. So we don't have that right now. I can't imagine that in the future that they won't add that. I think they will, but we'll see. So I had stamped the stamps. I put it on the paper. So when I go to put these away, all I have to do is flip this over and I can see if there's any pieces that are missing. All right, so I'm going to leave the stamps out because we are going to be using them. And then this I just slip back into the envelope. All right, so our dies come in the same kind of envelope. However, it is a different size. So what I had done here was I had some extra magnet sheets, and I just placed them on the magnet sheets. That's all. Super easy. And then it tells you, these are just my extra pieces. I wanted to see how the cake folded. So, all right, so it tells me that I have 23 pieces. So when I go to put this away, I have 23 pieces. All right, and we are using these dies today. So I had done most of the work ahead of time, so just to save on some time, so I'm going to put this just over here. The other component that we're going to be using is this Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder. It is still current. I love this folder. There's so many things you can do with it. So let's get crafting, and I will show you how I created 3 fun birthday cards. All right, so we're going to grab our little bits and pieces here. All right, so like I said, I already die cut out some of these, and I'll talk you through how I did everything. All right, so we have our pretty and pink cardstock. All we are going to do with this is just fold this in half. Just like that. We'll take our bone folder, press that down. All right, we are going to start from the inside out. So this is going to be a gift card holder, okay? So we will move some of these pieces here. So we need our insert, and then we need our designer series paper. Now this designer series paper is on the last chance list. You definitely want to snatch this up before it's all gone. It's the, goodness, I had the name of it and I just blanked. I think it's like Wildflower Birthday or something. but they're such pretty patterns. I love it. All right, so we're going to work from the inside out, and our card is going to open this way. All right, so we are going to stamp real quick. So we're going to grab our little dots, and I like to lay them flat and pick it up with the block. Now remember, these are photopolymer stamps, so when you first get them, you want to like rub the tops of the stamps because there is like a little film over it. And then I like to test what I'm stamping before I stamp it. And this is just when you get the stamp set. I just want to make sure I have a nice clean image. All right. So let's stamp. And we're just going to put a couple on here. You want to twist and turn your stamp. There we go. Nothing super fancy. And this is our chamois. You can tell this is a well-loved chamois. But they're great because your stamps do not like stay super wet. Okay, so let's close this for now. And seeing as this is a gift card holder, we need some place to tuck in the gift card. So I cut this designer series paper, and we're just going to put that right on the edge after we attach this to the center of our card. All right. So how has everyone been doing? I know it's been like a hot minute since I've done a live. Life had just gotten like super crazy busy with the holidays, and so I did actually take some time off just to kind of recharge, and I did some other crafts. So I made a quilt, a table runner quilt. So I'll be excited to use that come Christmas next year. I'll have to show you. I'll post a picture of it. I'm in the process of attaching the binding now, so. All right, so we just put adhesive on the two sides so that we can insert our gift card in here. Okay, so inside of the card is finished. All right. Next, we're going to take another piece of that designer series paper. Isn't that pretty? And again, it's on the last chance list, so you're going to want to pick some up. I think it's like $7.90 for the whole big 12 by 12 pack of paper. All right, so let's attach this just right on the front of our card. There we go. All right, so now we are going to create our cake. So we're going to put this on the side, and let's make our cake. Okay, so this is the cake piece that I had die cut out from the dies. And let's see here, that's the stamp set. Whoops, let me show you. Where'd that die go? Oh, it's here somewhere. Okay, so the die cuts this out. I bet it's still in the envelope. All right, so you want to make sure your card folds, and you want to make sure that it folds straight. So sometimes you got to just play with it a little bit. There we go. Okay, so the top part where it's rounded, this is the top of your cake. All right, and we are going to start from the inside and work our way out. Okay, so I had run a piece of white with that same die, and I cut it in half. I'm just going to trim a little bit more off the edge here so it fits in that pocket. Nice. All right, again, make sure the curve is at the top. So we need a white inside so that here you can put your message, okay? So you just want to offset where the fold is. Okay, you're going to see a little bit of the white, but that's all right because it has the background, so it's not really super noticeable. If this really bothers you, you can go ahead and trim it out. All right, now we're going to leave this piece open, and we're going to do some stamping. All right, so I need our pecan pie. I'm doing color on color. And get our big block. I can move this black. I don't think I need that. So you want to be careful with these larger stamps that you don't rip them. Okay, they are super sticky on here, and I would hate for you to rip them. So you just kind of work it off. Just don't like grab one end and pull. And then because it's a bigger stamp, I want to just lay it flat and then pick it up with my block. All right. So let's juice this thing up here. And make sure it's all covered. Go over it one more time. All right, so we are going to stamp at the very top. I'm just going to move this a little bit here. Hope my head is not going to be in the shot. Just kind of put that down. You don't want to rock it. Just want to make sure you have even pressure. Bam! There we go. Whew, I was a little nervous on that. All right, so now we'll clean that off. And we'll just put that one on the side. Now, our chocolate cake needs some sprinkles. So let's get the stamp out to put a little bit of sprinkle on here. Everybody needs sprinkles. Sprinkles are happiness. Okay, so we're going to lay it down. Pick it up with our larger block. All right. And we're going to juice this up. Make sure we're covered. And then we'll put this right on. Now you want to try and line it up. And let's hope that worked. Ah, look at that. Beautiful. All right. We'll clean that off because we don't want brown on our next card. All right. So now our cake needs some layers. Everybody loves layers in a cake. All right, so we are going to grab a little smaller block, and let's see here. Let's grab some sprinkles, lay it flat, pick it up. Now, when you put the layers on, you kind of, so when I made my sample, I didn't do this, and after looking at it, I should have. So when I did my sample, I put my layers just straight across. Well, that kind of looked funky. So we're just going to tip it a little bit. All right, we're going to do one here at the top. And we'll do one in the middle. And trying to keep that angle as best you can. If not, it's not the worst thing. All right, so we have that. Now I did go ahead and I already cut out, so I don't need the brown, and oh, you know what, I do need the brown. But let's finish our cake. All right. So in your dies, you have these little long stick things. So to me, they look like different layers of a cake. Okay, so we are going to, let's see, I don't have my silicone mat here, or do I? I think here we do. Yes, yes, yes. I hate getting adhesive on my desk. Okay, so we're going to take our layers. Now you could put liquid glue on here. You could do seal. I'm going to do seal just because it's quicker for right now. Maybe. There. So we're going to take this and put this in between, and we're going to try and do the same angle. Try. All right, let's put that on there. So now we have our, let's see, this could be strawberry filling. So what is your favorite cake? Put in the comments what your favorite cake is. Me personally, I don't know if I have a favorite cake. Oh, wait, I lie. I do. I don't know if this is actually a cake, but cheesecake. Oh, my goodness. I could eat cheesecake forever. I love cheesecake. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to stamp our sentiment. So we are going to grab, let's grab happy birthday. Why not? Because it's a birthday card. All right, let's juice that up and stamp. So, great way to use up scrap. Okay. So, we are going to take our scissors and just trim this. Just straight. All right. So now, let's attach this to our card base. So we're going to take our seal and just put a couple strips. Now I'm doing extra strips only, and you could use your Seal Plus, but because this is kind of like the first part of the card that's going to be looked at, it's going to be flipped. So let's take our card base and let's attach it. And I'll just put it towards the bottom here. There we go. So when they get the card, okay, it doesn't really look pretty yet, but we're getting there. So they can put their message here, and then you can also put a message here and your gift card. Okay, so now I have already die cut out some candles. Aren't these cute? And then we have our little frosting, little shell-looking things. And then, of course, we need a little flame for our candles, so I die cut those out. And then, so I kind of had to laugh because I'm looking through the dies and I'm die cutting things out, and I die cut these out, and I'm like, why on earth are we cutting out garlic bulbs? To me, this looks like a garlic bulb. I don't know. That is probably why I am not a baker. So, we have these, and I realize that, no, it's not garlic. It is little frosting hunks. So, yeah. All right. So let's assemble the rest of our card. So what I'm going to do is put some adhesive on the back of our little frosting chunks. You know, you could use these for garlic. I don't see why you couldn't. Okay, so we're going to take that, and we're just going to put it on the top of the card here. Just like that. We'll put the second one there. Okay. So then we are going to, before that completely sets, whoops, grab our little candles. I have glue like oozing out of my bottle here. Okay, so put a little glue on there and on the back there. And we're just going to tuck it in. I probably should have put these on first. Just tuck it there. So we have one here. And I had my glue bottle laying on the side, and of course it oozed all over. All right, so we'll, oops, slide this one in. And we'll pull this one up just a little bit. I don't want that poking out like that. Okay, so now we have that. Let's press that down. Fabulous. Gosh, my bottle keeps oozing. Goodness. All right, so now we have our other little frosting hunks. We are going to put some dimensionals on there. Let's grab our dimensionals. I'm going to use the little mini ones. I don't want anything poking out. Now, you have to keep in mind when you're decorating your cake, make sure it still opens, if that's what you're going for. I have a little glue there. Okay, so you want to make sure it still opens. All right. And we're going to peel off the little backs. All right, so let's put this right up on top here. And again, make sure it still opens. We'll take these off. All right. Yeah, so Stampin' Up! Has a whole bunch of stuff that released yesterday. So a new catalog, the new mini catalog. Be sure to check that out. Also, there were a bunch of brand new online exclusives. And that is what this is from, the online exclusives. Let's wipe this glue off. Goodness gracious. Okay, so you definitely want to check it out and see what's going on there. You can check out all the new stuff at my online store, so you can check that out. All right, let's close this up before we have a hot mess. All right, so now we need to add our little flames. So what I'm going to do is, you know what, I think I'm going to use a little mini glue dot. It's not as messy as a liquid glue. I don't know what the deal is with my glue. It's still oozing. So we're just going to put right there. And we're going to grab another little one. Just kind of roll it up. There we go. Let's take our flame. There we go. And we'll take the other one. And we'll just press that down. There we go. And let's add our happy birthday. So seeing as I have all those glue that just keeps oozing, I don't know why it's doing that. It's got a mind of its own today. All right. Oh, it's still going. All right, we're going to put this right on top. There we go. Gently press. Fabulous. Now we need some bling. A birthday cake always needs some bling on it, doesn't it? So I'm going to use the holographic resin dots. And these are still available. I believe they're like $8. So that's not too bad. All right, so let's add some sparkle. So we'll do 1, 2, and we'll put one here, 3. All right, so here is our first card, our first happy birthday card of the year. So excited. Now, you could always, if you wanted more sparkle, more bling, you could grab your Wink of Stella. Because these look kind of plain, I guess I would add a little something something on here, kind of to make it a little sparkly. Because we have sparkle up here, we have shiny here. Let's add a little sparkle down here. And you could go nuts and do the other ones, but sometimes less is more. All right, so here is our first card. Isn't that fun? So you put a message there. Also put a message here, and then insert your gift card. Fabulous. All right, so that's card number 1. Card number 2, it is a more toned down kind of card, because sometimes people just want it a little, sometimes, you know, a little more mellow. So let me just move that over here. Okay. So we have our old olive cardstock. Let's fold this in half. Oh, let's see, what else do we have going on at Stampin' Up? We have bonus days. So if you spend a certain dollar amount, I suppose I should have looked that up beforehand. I think it's like if you spend $50, you get a $5 coupon to use on a future purchase, which is cool. We also have our product of the month. So this is in lieu of our celebration. So some of you might be like, where's all the celebration stuff? Well, they're trying something new this year. So each month throughout the year, you will have the opportunity to get a product for $5. So I believe it's if you spend $75, you get the opportunity to buy an additional product for $5. So they started it last month, and you got a full pack of designer series paper, 12 by 12, for $5. For January, it's a stamp set. And you can't go wrong for a stamp set for $5. Yeah. So there's that. Let's see here. Now, this is from that same designer series paper. So we want to put our inside, because this cardstock is a little too dark if you wanted to write a message on the inside. And you could, like I always say, I don't always do it, but you could, if you want, stamp something on the inside or add some more designer series paper. See, on my sample, I did not. Let's press this down so it lays flat. Okay, so now I had cut out a label. This is out of the same die set for cake day. So we're going to stamp our sentiment on here. I had die cut these little guys. It took me a second to figure out what they are. I'm still not 100% sure, but I am going with they are macarons. So some people say macaroon, some people say macaron. I don't know what it is. I think it's like actually two different things. So my daughter makes them, and she says that they're called macarons. So I'm going with that. Okay, we also have some more of these little candles. Aren't they cute? They're so little. All right, so we're going to be using those. So let's stamp our sentiment so it has a couple minutes to dry while we're assembling everything else. So we are going to grab our old olive, and we are going to grab our Make-A-Wish stamp. So I'll just peel that off gently, lay it flat, and pick it up with a block. All right, again, because it's a newer stamp, a photopolymer, I want to rub it You can also rub it on your pants if your stamp is clean to get that film off. And again, with new photopolymer stamps, I like to do a test stamp just to make sure it's a nice, clean, sharp image. Okay, so we are ready to stamp our label. And just like that. Perfect. And I did cut out a second one just in case we needed it. Okay, so we'll put this on the side. Let's close this up. And put that on the side, and let's start assembling everything else. Okay, so we are going to take some of these. I don't need all of them. I kind of went crazy. I think I cut just a few too many. All right, we are going to grab our larger dimensional. 2 and 3. Excuse me. And we're going to put it towards the bottom. Okay. Because I want to tuck my candles in behind it. And I can't very well tuck it in behind if this is blocking the way. So we're going to do 2 in soft sea foam and then 1 in petal pink. And these we will save for another card. Okay, so now we want to take our little pieces and put them on the card. Maybe. Okay, so we'll start with our first one. I'll just put that right about there. There is no perfect place. There is no right space, place, whatever. It's wherever you want to put it. And then this one will kind of just go off to the side, just like that. See? Easy peasy. All right, so now we want to grab our silicone mat again, and we're going to flip these over. So we're putting our adhesive on the back. And we'll grab our seal, just like that. Whoop, we're that crazy. Okay, using liquid glue would probably be better. Okay, so we're just gonna, you know what, we'll put this one up at the top. And then this one, we're going to snip just a little bit. And then we'll put that one. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, we don't want to put that one down just yet. So, it needs a little bit of a flame. We didn't die cut a flame. So we're just going to take our pumpkin pie marker and just do the tip. We're going to hope for the best on the one that's already attached. All right, so let's not get it on the card base. There we go. Not too shabby, huh? All right. Oh, we need to do this one as well. Just do the tip, a little flame. I know it's just the little wicky part, but and then we'll trim. Well, actually, we don't need to trim this one. Put that there. There we go. Now we're going to grab our Wink of Stella wherever I set that down. Where did I put that? Here it is. So we are going to put some of that on the top of our macarons. Yeah, my daughter, she makes the best. They are so delicious. So for like the kids' birthday parties or for family events, we always know that they're going to be there, and they're absolutely delicious. Yeah, I think a macaroon is a cookie, if I'm not mistaken. And these are macarons. I don't know, I'm just going with that. All right, so we got that. Now we want to take our label, grab some dimensionals. And put this right on here. Yeah. I'll put that towards the top. All right, and then we will grab our bling. And if you're wondering, this is the Take Your Pick tool. So you get the little clay top, and then you get the little spatula thing. And then there's another component where it's like it's pokey. I know that's the technical term. It's pokey. So they just come off. They just twist. Oh, here's the pokey. And so I don't need that right now. But let's add our bling. So we'll do 1, 2, and 3. Super sweet, super simple. Your cards don't need to take like 5 hours to make. Isn't that cute? All right. So there's that one. And on to our last card. This one is super bright and beautiful, and I just absolutely love it. All right. So we have our blueberry bushel. I love this blue. I absolutely love this blue. I think this is a very overlooked color. I just love it. All right, so this is cut to the regular card size. I took half of it and I embossed it, and that was using the plaid embossing folder. Okay, so now we are going to, again, start from the inside and work our way out. So we have our white cardstock. Again, you can always stamp whatever you would like on here. There we go. And let's press this down so it stays closed nicely, just like that. And, oh, look at this. This is still oozing. Crazy. All right, so now I didn't want to clutter the card with a whole lot of different cardstock, so I decided to do the embossing folder. But I still wanted a really, really, really pretty cake, so I used that designer series paper. Isn't that fun? Here's the inside. So if you wanted a real schwanky card, you could use that. So we are just simply going to fold this in half. Match up your edges. And then let's just moosh that down. Okay, and then I took the other half of that white cardstock that I die cut out, and I'm going to use this on the inside of here because you clearly cannot write a message on here. So make sure it's lined up the right way. So I put the adhesive on the correct side. And let's line that up. Okay. There we go. So plenty of space to write your message. Now, if you wanted to, you could go ahead and turn this into a gift card holder as well. Okay, so now I had taken a piece of just plain white cardstock. Okay, I stamped using, where's my big stamp? Where's my stamp? Here we go, right in front of me. So I used this stamp. So this is the cake side and the top for the frosting. So it's the outline. So I stamped that on the basic white cardstock, okay? But before that, what I did was I took a blending brush on some white cardstock. So let's see here. So I took my cardstock and I just laid it down. I took a blending brush and I mushed it into the blueberry bushel. I'm not doing it here because it does take a couple minutes for it to fully dry before I can stamp on it. So I took the blending brush, I mushed it in here, I mushed it on some scrap paper, and then I brushed my cardstock and it became this really pretty blue. Hindsight, I probably could have used the balmy blue cardstock, but it kind of gives it a little bit of texture. You know, it's not a solid. Okay, so once that dried, then I took this stamp and then I stamped the outline. Clearly I wasn't super on with it, but that's all right. Then I took the little sprinkles. Now with the sprinkles, I juiced it up in the ink and then I stamped off because I didn't want it as dark. Okay, it kind of looks the same on camera, but in person my sprinkles are a little bit lighter than the outline. Okay, so now we are going to attach this to our cake. And I am not using liquid glue because it is like my nemesis today. All right, so I'm going to take this and line it up. Be patient. It takes a second to get it all lined up because you're doing the side, the bottom, and the top. Okay, there we go. It still opens. We're still good. Now, let's see here. Did I stamp my sentiment? No, I did not. Okay, we'll do that in a hot minute. So then, on that same paper that I had used the blending brush, I cut out the little frosting blobs, you know, the garlic blobs. So I die cut those out. And then I also die cut out the frosting. And then I stamped the image of the little shell frosting on here. And we're going to put that on our card next. I still have some white ones. So now let's get our little mat here, because I do need to use the liquid glue. That's just really funky. I don't know why it's being so weird. All right, we'll put a little frosting up top. How did I do that? Okay. And we'll grab a blue one. This is like really weird. I don't know what the deal is. It's like all gloppy. And then we'll layer that like right on top of there. And then we'll grab another white one. Okay, I gotta wipe that. That's like really bugging me. Why is it being so weird? All right. So grab the white one. Let's see if it starts bubbling up from the top again. Crazy. Okay, so we're doing a third one. Move that up just a little bit, and I have some extra pieces. All right, so now we're just going to let that hang out. We're going to take our little frosting shells. We'll put some, it is, look at that. It's crazy. All right, so let's put that on here. I don't know what the deal is. Goodness gracious. And we want to make sure we're putting it on where we can still open that card. Okay, so put it on. With the liquid glue, you have some time to swoosh it around. There we go. Now we need to add our candle. Oh my gosh, what is the deal? Okay, so our candle, we are going to make it so it just lays flat. So we'll come back to that. Let's just move this. Let's add this to our card base. Again, you want to make sure you have ample adhesive on here. This is a fun set to play with. All right, so put that right towards the bottom. There we go. Our card still opens. We're happy, happy, happy. And let's take our candle. And because I have all this gloppy glue, I'm just going to run it over the top of that glue. Open our card. And we're just going to plop that right about there. Well, that turned into a mess. It'll dry clear. Okay. So now we will grab a little mini glue dot. Okay, and we'll put that right at the top. Just like that. We don't want that going anywhere. Now let's stamp our sentiment. Close up this glue. This is crazy. Okay, so let's stamp our sentiment. We will do Make a Wish. Again, we'll use that because we already have it on a block. And that's my dog barking. Probably a leaf blew by. He's protecting me. All right, so we got that juiced, and we're going to stamp our label. Yeah, he's very good at protecting me from a leaf or a squirrel. Yeah, he's always fun like that. Okay, so now we have that. And we will grab some dimensionals and put that on the back. 2, and we'll do 3. Yeah, and I'll come out of my room here after I'm done with my video, and he'll be looking at me like, Mom, I rock. I totally protected you. He cracks me up. All right. So let's put this right at the top. I just love this bold blue. I love it. Again, it's my favorite blue. All right, so now we need to use some bling again. And, oh, that's not it. Grab this, and we'll grab the medium size. We'll do a small one, and then the medium. And there we go. Here is card number 3. So I hope you enjoyed these cards. I am going to show you what I do after I'm done making the cards, so I can show you how my new little system works. Okay, so grab that. Have to grab that card that I stamped. So what I'm going to do is make sure my stamps are clean. First off, make sure they are completely clean. Okay, so we're going to peel them off the blocks, and then what I'm going to do is, try not to be super sticky, lay them on my stamped image. So you want the part that you would stamp on the paper to be on your paper, so it matches up. Okay, close is good. All right, so I'll take this one and put that here. Now this is all new. I've heard people say that they like the new packaging or they don't like it. But you know what? It is what it is, and let's just kind of roll with the punches instead of complaining about it. As you can't really change it a whole lot, so we're just going to have to deal. All right. Where are the rest of my stamps? So then what I would do is I would take my, oh, here, this one, it's probably not in the right spot. There we go, just like that. Now let's take our paper. So we have the Let's Celebrate here at the top, and we have it right there. So we're just going to kind of line it up. Put it on here, and oh, look, I have a stamp that's missing. I can clearly see that it is missing. So I'm going to make sure this is all pressed on. And then just peel it off my paper. Look at that. Here's my other stamp. So I'm just going to lay that on here. Oh, wrong way. There we go. And put that right back on. There we go. So now we have all our stamps. We know that none are missing. And we'll take that thinner piece of the plastic, put that back on, put that right there, and then I will just slide it back in. So it does have a, let me show you this. So it does have a big triangular thing. So you could always leave it out and tuck it back in. To me, it was kind of a pain in the butt for me. So I just separate my insert paper and I tuck it in there. This way my paper doesn't come out. I can just easily in, out. Not worry about trying to tuck something in. All right. So that is our fun free card class for the day. So if you are like, oh, I really want to make those cards, I have a solution for you. So I am offering a 6-card kit. So you will get to make 2 of each of these adorable cards. So there are 2 ways you can get this kit. The kit itself, to make 6 cards, you can purchase the kit for $6, or for $6, a 6-card kit for $35. The video that you just saw obviously is free. When you get your kit, you will have a written tutorial with all the directions, measurements, pictures. It will walk you step by step on how to make these. But if you're like, oh, I don't really want to spend $35, you can get this kit for free if you make a purchase at my online store for $35 or more. So if you're like, I want to make these cards, but I don't have the dies and I don't have the stamps, you can just get that, and then I'll send you the kit for free. So either $35 in product, you get it for free, or you can buy just the class for $35. Why not just order $35 worth of product and get the supplies for free? All right, so that is all I have for you lovelies. This promotion is only good through me, and it's only good through Monday. So you need to have your orders placed, whether you're getting just the kit or if you're ordering product to get the kit for free. I do have the links attached in this description of this video, so be sure to check that out. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. You can do that by either emailing me, sending me a message, or texting me. All right. Thank you so much. That is all I have for you lovelies today, and God bless.